I gotta break it to you guys. This video has nothing to do with pancakes or coffee. As much as I love both things, but you gotta admit, it was a great intro. You know, it was a great way to explain the whole managing expectations. But anyways, okay, cool. Let's start the intro and we'll talk about this afterwards. What's up, people? Hope you guys are all well. Hope you've had an incredible week, ready for the weekend. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗖𝗛𝗘𝗖𝗞, for short. If you don't already, please subscribe to this channel because it would be so appreciated. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and hit that subscribe button if you like all things to do with videography, content marketing, and business, because I talk about all that stuff on this channel. But anyways, back into the video. So this video is all about, like I said, managing expectations. I've broken this down into 3 sections. We're gonna be discussing transparency and setting your own expectations. We're gonna be talking about understanding client expectations, and then we're gonna be speaking about how you then organize and manage those expectations, because it can be a difficult thing, especially when you start a business or you're working with clients, you're working with a lot of clients. How do you manage out of those interactions? So yeah, the first one is transparency and setting your own expectations. So before any project begins, this is vitally important. You know, you need to make sure that your client or whoever you're partnering with or whoever you're working with understands the way that you work, because that is the most important thing. Because you don't want to be in a situation where you start working 2 weeks down the line or months down the line, they're like, hold up, what you doing? Why are you doing that for? It's because, you know, it could cause friction. You want to make sure that your working relationships or the way that you work or the systems that you use are frictionless, if that's even a word. You want to avoid any form of friction so that you can really just get into what you're trying to achieve and just have a great working relationship. That's what everybody wants. So the way that you do that is by setting your expectations from the start of every project. So if you're doing a project, explaining to this client or whoever you're partnering with how you work, how you do things, the way you do things, etc. Sharing with them any documents they need to see, understand, read, all of that great stuff is super important. And that's why contracts or signed agreements are really great as well, because you can make sure that you're highlighting some of those workflows or systems within your contract. So when they're signing, it's in black and white and everybody understands how things are supposed to work. For example, you may say, I only do 2 iterations on a video. So you send them, you do a project, they review it, you give you feedback, you edit it once, you make those changes, you send it to them again, they send it back to you, you make a second lot of changes, and that's like the final changes. Anything beyond that costs more. Or it could be, for example, that they want a video done by X period of time and you've agreed to that. They haven't given you what you need to get that project done, etc. Anything beyond that time costs more, whatever it may be, right? Setting those expectations from the very start to your client, from things that cost more money or additional services, or just in general, will 100% improve your working relationship and your overall just workflow. Which leads me on to my next point about transparency. I think it's super important to be transparent, because in every working relationship that I've had thus far and every conversation I've had when it comes to partnering with a new business, a new client, or just in general, the ones that have gone really well, the ones that there was just pure transparency from the get-go. When I've been transparent about who I am, how I work, where I'm at within my business and within my journey, those are relationships that tend to just fare off a lot better, because everybody just loves, good old honest Johnny? I don't know where that was going. Let's just roll with it. But everybody loves honest people, right? So, and it's the same thing. And when you're honest, when you're transparent, in turn, that individual that you're working with or that business or client that you're working with are going to be just as transparent on the most part with you. And it just makes things super, super just easy and just, silky smooth. You know what I'm talking about? So guys, the takeaway from this section is to ensure that you set your expectations from the start of the project, whether that be, verbally, but even if you do it verbally, make sure that you're following that up with a signed agreement or a contract of sort, so that everybody knows how you work, what they're paying for, and what the client can expect from you. That is the most important thing. Why did I do this? I meant that. And of course, be transparent and honest. They're the main takeaways. What about phase number 2? Well, let's check that out. That was so over the top. But anyways, the thing is that clients have expectations too. And this leads me on to phase number 2. So basically, once you obviously set your expectations out and you're transparent, you tell your client how you work and what you expect from them and everything else, they too have to do the same. And that will add to the overall relationship that you guys have and the overall workflow that you guys have during that project. And the thing is, with these client expectations, they are really important. And even if they don't necessarily tell you them from the get-go, you need to be proactive in obviously asking those key questions so that you understand how they work and what they expect from you as a contract provider. Because if you don't, it could lead down a very uncomfortable road where you guys are having conversations about things that you guys should have had at the start of the overall project. So, you know, the most important thing is about 1, keeping the client, 2, working with them again, 3, making sure they're happy, and 4, ensuring that you know, you're the best version of yourself and you achieve what you're trying to achieve and providing the best possible service. And you can do that obviously by being proactive. So yeah, even if they don't set out all their expectations at the start, a key question you should always ask is, what can you expect from this project? What do you expect from me during this project? Because if you ask those questions, they're going to tell you what what they want and what they're going to expect, and you can ensure that that you tick off those things by the time that you get to the end of the project. And yeah, it will just, like I said, really contribute to your overall workflow and working relationship. So hopefully, guys, that made sense. But what about phase number 3? Coffee. Phase number 3, managing expectations or organizing those expectations. So of course, you've done a project, you're now working together, everything's gravy, but it's really important that everybody involved, is kept in the loop, right? Everybody knows if there's any roadblocks or challenges that they need to overcome. Everybody knows what part they're playing, and having a system in place that you use at the start of a project is really useful. So you can manage these expectations or organize these expectations by ensuring you have some form of project roadmap, that you share with your client, and that could be on Trello, Notion, a shared Google Doc, whatever works for you. Finding something that you both can collaborate on so that everybody is informed, with every single stage of this project, because it really does add to your overall workflow and overall just general working relationship. So guys, if you have any additional comments to add to this video, or just when it comes to managing expectations, leave them in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys want to see more of on my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and you got this far and you haven't subscribed yet, but like, bro, just, what you waiting for? You may as well hit that subscribe button. It'd be really appreciated. Hit the like button as well. But until then, I will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Peace.